people, it's Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. A big welcome and shout out to everybody who's new around here. It's lovely to meet you and I hope you stick around and you enjoy the content. So today I've got for you a bit of a his and hers gift guide. So last weekend I went shopping to B&M and a tiny bit to Matalan as well, but the vast majority of this comes from B&M. And I'm not kidding you, they have got so much in the way of gifts. So if you are stuck for ideas or you're not sure what to buy somebody for a Secret Santa, they've got so many different choices, all in different price brackets. So if you've got a £3, £5, £10 limit in terms of the types of gifts that you can buy, they're all set out really nicely in B&M, and I'm absolutely sure that you'll find something that will cater for the needs of somebody who you work with. So without further ado, I'm going to make a start on this and I'll see you in a minute. So I've got a couple of things to show you now. These aren't strictly part of the his and hers gift idea guide, but when I was in B&M they did have a really nice pet section and I picked up a couple of things from Daisy, so I'm going to add to this when I do a trip to Pets at Home as well. But there was just a couple of really sweet toys and a treat that I liked. And the first thing is this dog toy, which was £3, and it's Christmas sprouts. How adorable is that? And I think, did they squeak? Yeah, each one squeaks. So she's kind of not clocked it, but she is aware that there is some stuff for her. So I'm thinking of doing like a little hamper for Daisy with all of things in it. She does like to unwrap as well, so I'm not quite sure how I'll do that, whether or not I'll bother doing it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I'm sure through Vlogmas you'll see some of the other things that I managed to pick up for her as well. And then how much were you? So for £2 I picked up this snowman with this really long hat in it. You can hear it crinkling. This is what she's heard moving around, and after the ball squeaks. She's in a bed, so she'll be her ears will be pricked up at this. So I picked up those little toys for her. I'm not sure how long they'll last her because Daisy has the most ability I've ever known in a tiny dog to destroy her stuff. And I'm glad she takes it out on her toys, but she's quite vicious with them for something so small and delicate and cute. And then finally from B&M I picked up these doggy mince pies for £1.50, and I thought they were a nice little treat for her as well. So yeah, I'm sure she will enjoy those. But now we're going to get on to the his and her stuff. So firstly, for £6.99, with a £6.99, yes, £6.99 each, I picked up 2 of these baskets. I'll just show you. So they're a good size, and this is what I'm going to make my hampers out of this year. So obviously I'm going to do his and hers. I already know who I'm going to give them to, and you'll no doubt see that as we progress. But they're quite deep, and yet they probably are a little bit more expensive than you'd want to spend on a container to put gifts into. But what I thought was nice is that they fit my parents' decor, and obviously my mum will be able to use them for storage, and my dad, if he chooses to use his for storage, or my mum will take both. But they can actually put things in them, and I just thought I'd rather get them something that they'll be able to use and that was, you know, relatively easy on the eye. But they are quite nice. They're nice and sturdy and strong, and they've got the handles on either side for carrying purposes. But I'm going to show you at the very end how I display all of this stuff as well. So I'll actually make up the hampers and show you what I've done with them. So let's have a look at what's going to go in these bad boys. So first thing, for £5.49 I picked up, oh nearly, there's nearly gin all over my floor. I picked up a gin glass and basically a gin set. So you get your bottle of Schweppes tonic water, and then within the glass you've got a bottle of pink gin as well. So I just thought that was a really super cute set. They've got so many different alcohol sets within B&M at the moment. So they've got a whole, in my B&M, they had a whole aisle associated, so you can get beers, you can get all sorts of spirit drinks. They do Baileys, they do vodkas, there's just so much, but I really liked the way that that was presented and packed, and I just thought in terms of the colour schemes that I've gone for this one, I just thought it fitted perfectly, and it's just such a nice gift set. So if you've got anybody at work or who you know, pet, a relative, who you know enjoys gin, then I think that's a really nice little set. And then for £6.99 I picked up, I want to hold it because the lid's not that secure, a 4-pack of Stella Artois, and let me turn it the right way around, and in the middle of that is a really nice fancy beer glass. I'm hoping that you can see that. So I thought for £6.99 that was really good value, and obviously you get the nice Stella glass to go with it as well. So my dad does like the odd beer, and we both drink Stella as well. I mean, I don't drink a lot, but if I'm going to have a beer I tend to go for this. But I just thought, again, for a man, I just thought that was a really nice affordable gift set, and it looks quite a lot in terms of what you would have spent on it, so I thought that was really good value as well. So we've got, you know, a little bit of booze. It was kind of a theme, so I've kind of gone for the usual things that you would expect in terms of like a Christmas hamper. So we've got the booze side covered off anyway. So for £3.99 I picked up this Being by the Sanctuary. It is a body scrub and a moisturiser set, and this is hibiscus and coconut water fragrance. They've got quite a few different choices in there, but it has a retail price of £19, so to be getting something that's worth £19 for £3.99 I think is fantastic value. They had a whole host of these and products like them in there as well. I've just been so surprised and blown away by the quality and the variety of the types of gifts that they've got in B&M, and also for the prices. So I thought for £3.99 that was fantastic value, and then you've got yourself some nice pampering things to go with the gin for the ladies in there. And for the men I picked up for £4.99 this Lynx gift set, and in here you've got a body wash and a body spray. This is the Lynx Africa one. They've got so many choices for things like this. You can get it in the wash bag, without a wash bag, different fragrances, but I do like the Lynx Africa smell. It's just a very nice, clean, masculine smell, and I think for £4.99 two really nice products is great value for money, and I'm sure my dad will like that. So for £4.99 I've got them an item which is exactly the same, and I couldn't resist these sets. So I got a pink one, and I also got a blue one, so I've got a his and hers, but I mean this, you could use whatever for whoever, it doesn't really matter, but I'll just, obviously they're exactly the same, but I'll show you this one. So for £4.99 what you get is this huge super-sized mug, which I think is absolutely adorable. So it's a hot chocolate set. You get the hot chocolate mixture in there, you get some little marshmallows to melt on top in this really cute container, and then you get a little whisk to mix a pure hot chocolate. And I must admit I adored these enough that I couldn't resist getting myself a set like this as well, so I bought 3 of these whilst I was in there. But I just think for your hot drink lovers these are perfect. They've got selections of different teas, different coffees, you name it, you can get it in there. So they've got a whole selection weighted to hot drinks. It's yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Then you've got to have sweets, haven't you? So I picked up for £2.99 a box of roses and a box of the teasers, Maltesers. I love these. These are my favourite. So whenever there's a box of celebration in my house, these are always the one that go first, and obviously the purple ones in here. So I think I'll give these to my mum and these to my dad, although it doesn't really matter which, but I just thought for £2.99 those are really good value. Again, they've got so many different choices. They range from £1 up over, you know, until, you know, you're spending 10 quid on the chocolates. There's just, yeah, a load of different types. So depending on your budget and who you're buying for and their preferences when it comes to sweets and chocolates, again, just go and get yourself into B&M. There's just so much. And then we're into like a little bit of clothing. So one of these items did actually come from B&M. So I picked up some thermal insulated gloves, and they were £2.99 for the men's pack, and when I had a look at for ladies, they just didn't have any in, which I thought was a little bit of a shame. But these are super soft, so the 2.3 tog rated, and yeah, I think any man's hands would be super warm in there. I know my dad will really appreciate those when he goes on a walk. And to complement that, they didn't have any ladies sections in B&M, so I then went to Matalan for a couple of pieces. So they were the B&M ones, and then I got my dad for £10 a really nice thermal woolly pom-pom hat, and this is one of their heat holders. I mean, I've just got my hand inside it. It's like fur lined, it's incredible, and it's really, really weighty actually. I'm surprised at how heavy that actually is. So yeah, it just says look inside, feel the warmth. I've got my hand in it. It's awesome. So I really like that. And then I got my mum the similar type of thing in the ladies. So again, these were £10 each. I got her the heat holder gloves in this really nice knitted purple stripy glove effect. I think they're lovely. I almost picked myself some up, but you know when you think they're £10 each, I'll just get them as gifts. And then I got her the matching hat, which again is fur lined inside, and it's just adorable. Just this lovely knitted like cable pattern on it. It's just beautiful. And yeah, I mean, that alone as a gift, if somebody bought me, if somebody did buy me this, I would be really happy because I actually wanted these. But then the other side of it was, I love that little faux fur pom-pom. The other side of it was, well, if we both go to the same place and we're wearing the same hat and gloves, we do that anyway because we have quite similar style when it comes to clothes and things like that. But to like put it out there that is likely to happen, I really wanted to avoid it. However, if somebody did pitch up and they bought me a woolly hat and gloves, I'm not kidding you, I would be delighted. I love things like that. So yeah, so there were a couple of things that I got from Matalan as well, but I was super pleased with those, and I'm sure my parents will be delighted with those. And the last couple of things that came from Matalan, I got these ladies cozy socks. You've seen these, I actually have them. I showed them in a recent haul. I think it was it my Christmas decoration haul or something? I just picked them up. So they're the sparkly, nice, so you've got nice socks, so you've got the white, and then you've got like the sort of pink spotted colours. I'm sure I've got something similar. These were £3.50 for the ladies, and then I picked up some man socks as well for £8 in there. So you've got literally every day of the week. Now, you know, you could argue socks, everybody gets socks for Christmas. Well, actually they do, and I have actually spoken to a few men about this, like half joking and half not, you know, saying, you know, about socks for Christmas and things like that. And to be fair, they've all said that, yeah, they do joke about, yeah, you've got no other ideas but to buy me socks. But they genuinely do appreciate them because it's one of those items that they're always going to need, and they never go out and buy for themselves, or very rarely do. So I did pick up those. I thought they were good value for £8, so 7 pairs, one for every day of the week. So technically whoever wears them will never forget what day of the week it is. But yeah, I just thought they were a nice idea. They're a nice idea alone, but they're also nice as part of a hamper. And then it's a little bit less of socks, where, you know, if you've got a few things wrapped together or in a stocking or in a little hamper or something, then the socks are part of the gift, and it's almost like, oh, this is a nice hamper, oh, and the socks in it, and there's this in it. So that was kind of my rationale, but I know my dad will really appreciate those. And then I'm just going to finish up with the ladies things, because now we don't have any correlation between the gifts, so this is the point where it diverges somewhat. So the first thing that I picked up that's different is this really nice heritage candle. So that's £4.99. It's got the wooden lid on. So this is in fragrance Silver Orchard, and it's one of those wooden wick candles that crackle, and it smells lovely. It's not a Christmas scent, so in my B&M they didn't have Sorry, it's lovely. An awful lot of Christmas scents. They did have a couple of Yankee candles, but I didn't like the fragrance that was with them. One smelled very heavily of cloves, and the other one I've had before. It's called Snow Love, and I burnt it and it had absolutely no fragrance at all. I don't know whether I just picked up a dodgy one or not, so I opted not to get that. But instead I went for this, and my mum will really appreciate that. She's in the process of doing her house up, having moved, and a lot of her sort of base colour is grey, so I do know that this will go with in just about every room that she's got, so I think she'll appreciate that. And it smells heavenly as well, and not Christmassy, so she'll be able to burn that outside of Christmas. Then the other thing everybody loves, well, I would love, is stationery. So I picked up this really nice little notebook for £2.45. I just thought it was super fun, really bright. You know, anybody would appreciate this, whether or not you've got kids or whatever, it doesn't matter, but it's just really positive, nice pages with little symbols on, and it's got things like Smiley World written on it and a couple of other little, you know, positive statements on it. So I thought my mum would probably like that, just to keep, you know, if she's got ideas to jot down or things that she needs to do, just to keep to-do lists. And then I got for £2.50 a pack of positivity pens as well. So they've got things written on here like make today count, be bright, and things like that. So pink and like a green colour, I thought those were really pretty as well. And for a stocking filler, for a female, I think they're, you know, nice little ideas. Things like little diaries or pocket notebooks and things like that, never coming wrong. And they've got some really nice stationery sets in there at the moment that you can pick up for really good value. And then, almost last but not least, I picked up a couple of these face masks. So these are the tissue masks, the Garnier ones. They're lovely. They're £1.99 in B&M at the moment, so I picked up 2 of those. Who doesn't love a sheet mask, especially over Christmas and New Year when you just need to revive yourself a little bit? So I'm sure they will go down a tree, and again they're in that nice little pink theme as well. And then finally, I've got some things to add. Now, I didn't buy these. I was given these on my train journey a couple of weeks ago coming back from London, and because I'd gone first class, which I never really do, it was only because I'd booked the train tickets that far in advance that it was cheap. I got given 3 little bottles of Absolute vodka because I wasn't drinking. I don't really drink anyway, but I wasn't drinking on the train journey because I had to get in my car at the other end from the train station to drive home, so I would never drink and drive. But the guy who was dishing out the drinks, I think he felt a little bit sorry for me that I wasn't getting my money's worth, so every time he went by with the trolley, he'd put one of these little vodka bottles on my table. So my mum does like a vodka, so I thought if I just stopped those around in the hamper, she would appreciate those, and I'm sure she'll have them with a Coke or something over the festive period. So we're on to the men's pile. Now, I picked up a Harry Potter mug. Now, you could, it's unisex, obviously it doesn't really matter. Mum was toying with keeping it, but it's a heat changing one. So it starts off as black. Let me show you, I'll take it out. It starts off black, and then when you put the hot water in it, whoops, each area becomes the Gryffindor colour. So you've got plain black, and then when you put the hot water in, it changes to the 4 different Gryffindor colours. So I thought that was cute. As I said, I may end up keeping that myself because I think I'm more of a Harry Potter fan than my dad is, but you know, I don't know yet. But I think if you've got any fans, then that's a great gift. They have a whole Harry Potter section in there, so there's just loads. I keep saying that, but there's just loads of stuff. You're not going to be spoilt for choice. So I got that, and then I picked up 2 different packets of sweets. So we have Smarties and we have fruit pastels. My dad does like sweets, so they were £1 a tube. They've got, oh god, they've got all sorts of different things in terms of the Bassett type food sweets. But again, they had pink Smarties, orange Smarties, all sorts of different things in tubes. So yeah, these are just great for anybody of any age, you know, kids as well, just for bulking out, stockings and things like that. For £1 and getting a nice tube of sweets, I think that's great. And then men like games and things like that, so they've got so many like really affordable, little tiny, daft games and things like that that are really fun to play over the Christmas period, you know, Christmas Day, New Year. You've had dinner, you know, what else are you going to do? There's nothing on the telly because there's nothing on TV on Christmas Day until about 9 o'clock. So, you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to fill your time? So they've got so many cute little games. So I picked up 2 of them. They're music related. I like music, so the first one I picked up for £4 was Play That Tune. So I guess this is built on the premise that you each get a whistle and you choose a card and you've got to basically play the tune as best you can and the others have to guess it. So I thought that's a really nice family fun game. And the other one I picked up again is music related and it's a card game, so it's basically a music trivia quiz. I like the box. This was £3. I like the box because it looks like an old-fashioned cassette. If you are younger than, I'm trying to think how old you would need to be, certainly younger than 30, maybe 25, you will not even know what one of those was. They were a nightmare. They used to unravel all the time. You'd end up with rolls of tape everywhere. But it's an 80s and 90s music quiz, which is just my era for music. Anything 80s I absolutely love. So I think, in all fairness, I will be quite good at that, which is one of the reasons why I got it, because I might just win. So that is all of my little gifts. So what I'm going to do now is take myself away and put them nicely into the hampers, and then I'll come back with like a rounded figure of how much each hampers cost. Obviously you know how much everything is individually, but then you can see sort of what you get for your money. There are a couple of more expensive things in there. I appreciate the hat and gloves are expensive, and you could probably pick up hats and gloves for much cheaper than that. Obviously, if your B&M stocks all of the range, then you will be able to. But, you know, I don't mind paying a little bit more for a few of the things. So, yeah, I will come back and show you what they look like in a little while. So I'll catch you in a bit. So I'm just showing you the ladies' hamper now. So the contents of this is £52.45. That is excluding the little hamper, which was another £6.99. But obviously you can get hampers that are, or hamper style boxes or storage containers that are so much cheaper than that. You really don't have to spend that amount of money. And obviously we've got the more expensive hat and glove in there, but you can pick up things that are a little bit more cost effective. So I'm going to wait until we get a bit close to Christmas, and all I've done is just built up underneath with some cardboard and some kind of bubble wrap, but I might just line it with some Christmas paper as we get a little bit closer to the season. Then obviously I'll take all of the prices off the items, but I'll show you the men's basket now. So this is the men's hamper. The contents of this worked out at $48.96. So again, a little bit of a price differential, but not very much. And obviously this does have the more cost-effective pair of gloves in it, but I feel as I want to rearrange this a little bit more and just, I guess, rearrange and put things in slightly different places. But in essence, that's what it looks like. I think they're lovely gifts, well thought out, and I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. So I hope you've all found that useful. I hope it's given you a little bit of inspiration for maybe a couple of gifts that are proving a little bit tricky to think about, and how you can pull together something that looks really quite nice. It's a well thought out gift, and for me, if somebody was giving me a hamper that they'd put things in there that they'd gone off and bought and sourced, I would really appreciate that, and I'd know that people had actually thought about me personally when they bought that gift for me. So I hope that's given you a bit of food for thought. Get yourself down to B&M and enjoy all the fun. Don't leave it too long because things are selling like hotcakes. But I will love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next upload. You take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Making our Christmas memories.